two because of chaylev, as we're going to see, and one because of kodesh. So when we said yechayev twice, it's because the two for chaylev. We're going to see the Gemara on the next page. The Gemara says, Mechayko Allah b'marava. In Eretz Yisrael, they asked on this. They said, V'nuk mekagoyin the chaylev shar v'kesav eiz Rabbi Shmali, damalek yishalish. Why don't we just say that it's Rabbi Shmal's opinion? Rabbi Shmal says you eat chaylev from an ox, from a sheep.
For a second.
Not this.
Just a second.
An ox from a sheep, you're chayiv 3. Here maybe he ate 2. He's chayiv 2. You have such an easy answer. Alama lo yukmak Rabbi Shmal. This is what they're asking in Israel. Why didn't they establish it like that? It's like Rabbi Shmal. Dam Rabbi Chanina. The answer is Rabbi Shmal was only talking about lashes. It's not a good answer. Here we're talking about chatas. Even Rabbi Shmal would agree that there's only one chatas, even if you ate all those different ones. Gemara says, if that's the case, Hashanamik Rabbi Yehuda le'misukma. It won't fit with Rabbi Yehuda either. Rabbi Yehuda says that Yechayev twice for chaylev of chulin. It says the Amar Rabbi Lazar Maidhaya Rabbi Yehuda in carbon chain maybe alachatas achas. Rabbi Yehuda says twice was only lashes. Twice wasn't regarding a chatas. El Amar Ishlakish Mishum Bar Tu'utini. Bar Tutini. Hacha b'mayaskina, and Rish Lakish says in the name of Bar Tutini that what are we dealing with here? That he ate from 2 kitchens, which means one was cooked and one was roasted. It goes according to Rabbi Yeshua, Damar Tamchuyin Mechalkin, that if it's 2 different dishes, then there's chayev twice. That divides it up as well. Gufa, we learned before. Achal chaylev nevel like ishtayim, chaylev mekdashim like ishtayim. The Rabbanan hold that if you eat chaylev of an animal that wasn't shechted, there's 2 prohibitions there. And also if you eat chaylev from a holy animal, there's also 2 prohibitions there, the chaylev and the kodesh. Rabbi Yehuda chaylev mekdashim like a shalish. Rabbi Yehuda says there's 3 prohibitions. 2 for chaylev and 1 for kodesh, that you had benefit from something that's holy. Amalei Rav Shizvi l'Rava. Rav Shizvi says to Rava, Bishleim l'Rabbi Yehuda. Here is where it spells out the psukim. According to Rabbi Yehuda, we understand Hainu Diksivi Krai. If you look in the Torah, it says, one pasuk says that you're not allowed to eat chaylev. It says Chukas Olam. But that pasuk is in Parshas Vayikra. Then I have another pasuk. It says Kol chaylev shar v'kesav eiz leisa chaylev. That's in Parshas Tzav. It says again, don't eat chaylev. So we have 2 already. And then it says V'chol zor lo yechol kodesh. It says that someone that's not a kohen is not allowed to eat the sacrifice. So hot plus 11, here we have 3 prohibitions, and that's the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, that if someone eats chaylev from a sacrifice, he violated 3 prohibitions. El Rabbanan, but according to the Rabbanan, my time, what's the reason that you only get 2 prohibitions, that there's only 2 punishments there? Kasavi, lav dechu kasaylam bekadshim, lav dechaylev shar bechulin. They say like this. Those 2 verses are not saying the same point. Those 2 verses about chaylev, one is talking about chaylev of a sacrifice, and one is talking about chaylev of chulin. So here he ate chaylev of a sacrifice. So it's only 2 prohibitions. The third one wasn't referring to this. Utrichi. And it's necessary to say a prohibition by kachim, by a sacrifice, that you can't eat the fat. And it's necessary to say by a regular, mundane animal that you can't eat the fat. Could have just said, don't eat the fat. But it says no. If it would have only said it over there, I would have thought only there. Has to say it by each one. Utrichi. Because of Rachmana b'kachim, if it would only say, don't eat the fat of a sacrifice, havamina kachim udachamir, I would have said, yeah, a sacrifice, don't eat the fat. The asr chelbay, because the fat's prohibited. Aval chulin emalai. Pretty obvious, but by chulin, I would say it's permitted. V'shamachakas Rachmana kol chaylev shar. That's why it says kol chaylev shar. That's chulin. That's the middle verse of here. Because of kol chaylev shar, if it would have only said the middle verse in Parshas Tzav, talking about chulin, havamina chaylev the chulin udasr, I would have thought that only chulin it's prohibited. Mishum dlayhut mechlali. Why? Because I don't see anywhere where there's any permissibility of this. I have no precedent that there's anything as permissible. But by a sacrifice, I know that there is one portion of the chaylev that's normally brought on the altar, and in some cases it's permissible to be eaten. So hava amina midahuta b'sara nishtri nami chelban. tzrichi. Really, it's supposed to be. I would have thought that since I do have an instance where the fat of a sacrifice is permissible, so I would have thought that this should also be that fat from sacrifices becomes permissible. But chulin, I never would have thought that, so I need to say it by chulin as well. The commentaries go wild over here with, what are you talking about? Every sacrifice that was at one time chulin. You're never going to get rid of that chulin prohibition just because you added another prohibition of a sacrifice, which is suggesting that, a sacrifice would be more lenient. Chulin would be more strict. It says, but 1 second, if it was prohibited already before, it's not going to go away. And they explain a strange case, not a strange case, but it's just like in one instance.
We have a situation from last Gemara that if you donated the mother...
Very good, very good. Very good. Where's the trophy? Very good. That it was never prohibited. It was never a chulin animal. It was born holy. Okay. Rabbi Yehuda Savar. Rabbi Yehuda says, why do you have 3 prohibitions here? Tiksiv chelev shar. Binyana de kachim ksiv.
He says, your kiddush you did me better. All the names are overflowing.
Rabbi Yehuda says that chelev shar is in context is a sacrifice. The middle pasuk. This is what you quoted. That afterwards it says kol behema l'Hashem, whatever.
Yeah.
So Ella, 1 second, what's going on over here? Rabbi Yehuda just says that I look at the context, and it tells me that all these verses are referring to a sacrifice. I have 3 verses now that prohibit the chelev of a sacrifice, 2 of them by a sacrifice, and 1 that tells me that I can't have benefit from anything that's holy. So how'd the rabbis get away with saying that there's only 2? It must be that they don't look at the context. And they read it out of context. We don't say davar alam and minyane, according to the rabbis. And we didn't want to do that before. We tried this once. The Gemara says lie. We're not going to do it now either. The kuli alma yalfim davar alam and minyane. Everyone holds that you read it in context. Bahakam eflagin. Here's the machlekes. Rabbi Yehuda Savra lameid and lav mi kares. Rabbanan Savri lav mi yalfin lav mi kares layalfina. Exactly before that you can't learn an extra prohibition from a verse that it says regarding kares. Rashi now is a girsa, but we skip this piece and we go to Tana Rabbanan. It says the Tanya. Rashi's girsa is the Tana Rabbanan. We skip the parentheses. The Tanya was taught in a Bais, or the Tana Rabbanan. It says Kol chelev v'chol dam lo yisei chelo. Can't eat fat. Do not eat fat. All fat and all blood. Do not eat. Rabbi Yehuda says. You have to add in over here. Rabbi Yehuda says, Ma chelev loikesh dayim, afdam loikesh dayim. Oh, here it's different Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, fine. Rabbi Yehuda says that you get malchus for 2. Chelev and for dam. Let me say that differently. Rabbi Yehuda says you get 2 malchus for chelev, 2 malchus for dam. The chachamim ma'imrim ein b'yala zarachas. Chachamim say no. You only get 1 malchus for chelev and 1 malchus for dam. Or maybe the Chum are only referring to dam. The Gemara asks, "Ma'ishna chelev d'leikesh shnayim v'lo yakesha d'ksiv beitrei kroi." Why is chelev? The Gemara is asking. Rabbi Yehuda says that the fact that it says kol chelev chol dam leisei chelev, that tells me that dam has the same prohibition as chelev, and just like chelev has 2 malchus, so too dam has 2 malchus. The Gemara asks, where did Rabbi Yehuda get that chelev has 2 malchus? Because it says it twice. It says so then. Dam it also says twice. Why do you have to do a comparison between chelev and dam to get the twice? Where did you get the first one from? That chelev there's twice. That it is 2 malchus. Because it says it twice. Dam also it says it twice. So kol chelev chol dam leise chelo, kol chelev shar v'kesev. That's where you have the chelev is twice. Dam nami b'lavakesha nilkish time d'ksiv beitrei lavin. It says kol chelev chol dam leise chelo, and it says v'chol dam leise chelo b'chol meshvesechem leifel b'amehema. I have 2 verses. You were so satisfied with the chelev that it was So the same thing is with the dam. Elaim amachil of like a shalish, afdam like a shalish. What we do here is we say that the comparison between chaylev and dam doesn't tell me that eating blood gets 2 malchus. The comparison tells me that chaylev had 3 malchus, and dam also has 3 malchus. Maishna chaylev de like a shalish. Why chaylev? They have 3 times the ksiv bei halein trei lab and velab dezaris hatlasa. It doesn't really have 3 malchus for chaylev. It really has 2. Plus, you have an extra one that says that a non-kayan is not allowed to eat it. It says dam nami. I have the same thing by dam. I have the 2 verses, and then I have that you're not allowed to eat it. It says yitzchach. It's still necessary to have a comparison between chaylev and dam. Because sal kadai chamina could have entered into your mind to say hoyel v'esmayit dam mituma. It's supposed to say mi meila. It's a different kirsa there. Because if someone does have dam, we have the Gemara says that if someone has benefit from the blood, that's from a sacrifice, he doesn't have to bring a carbon me'ila. He doesn't have to bring the carbon that goes along with having personal benefit from things that are sanctified. So I could have thought l'smayit mizaras. I could have thought that if someone eats it, he also doesn't violate the prohibition of chol zor leyechol kodesh, that someone that's not a kain is not allowed to eat it. Kamash manakesha. So therefore, the comparison to chaylev tells me that no, he gets malchus for that as well. According to the rabbis, what do they do with the acacia? They say you only get 2 malchus. Hekesh means comparison of chaylev to dam. They need it for the following brisa. Kol chaylev dam leisei chaylev. All fat and all blood you shall not eat. He said, just like chaylev is unique, that it's separated from the flesh. And if you have a kazayas of chaylev together with the flesh, it's not enough. You need a kazayas of the chaylev alone. Afdam shadam mechalek min basarei. Also, the blood needs to be separated from the flesh. Over there, it's mitzdarfen. If someone eats the blood of a sheretz, over there, the sheretz, it says is that the blood and the flesh are together, so therefore it would combine to the kazayas. The Gemara says, that you're learning from this? I learned it from somewhere else. It says, V'zelachem atame, limit al dam sheretz, v'ha-sheretz, and mistarfim zemzeh. I have another source for that. V'zelachem atame tells me that the blood and the sheretz itself combine to the prohibition. The Gemara says, that pasuk is talking about they'll combine to the shear to give off impurity. But that doesn't mean it combines to the measurement to get malchus for eating it. The Hekesh tells me that it combines for achila as well. Therefore, if someone eats the blood of a snake and the flesh of a snake, that combines to the share of a kazayas. In other words, he ate only together is it the amount that would incur the punishment. Gemara says, "My kamashmalan, I know acacia." What is Ravina coming in and telling me? That's the hekesh. That is sheretz. That's how it works. Gemara says, "Sal kadait chamina sheretz disrabi l'tum esrabi la'achila." Could have thought that a sheretz is different. See, a nachash is like a sheretz, but it's not a sheretz that it gives off impurity. I could have thought, why by a sheretz does the blood and the flesh combine? Because it combines for impurity, it also combines for the prohibition of eating it. So, nachash le'yisrabi l'tumah, but because there's no impurity by a dead snake, le'yisrabi la'achila, I could have thought that the blood doesn't combine with the flesh to make the size that incurs the punishment. Kamashmalan hekesha, that it does combine. Kol mili dein dam mechalek misarei mashma. Anything that the blood and the flesh are joined together. Amar Rava. Rava says, Shalish krisis hamuris bedam l'mayasa. Why does it say 3 times karis by dam? It says l'dam chulin, achas l'dam chulin. One is for blood from a mundane animal. V'achas l'dam kachim. One is blood for a holy animal. V'achas l'dam tamtis. One is the blood that flows out after the animal is dead. Hanich l'Rabbi Yehuda dam tamtis ba'azhara. That makes sense according to Rabbi Yehuda. That says a prohibition of eating the extra blood. Rabbi Yehuda Imer b'karis. Rabbi Yehuda says that there's karis there, and we were talking about that 3 krisis. It says three times karis. And Rabbi Yehuda says it's karis. El Rabbanan, that says that there's no karis by dam tamtis l'mayasa. Why does it say 3 times karis by dam? Ba'afilu Rabbi Yehuda Karas nafkala min kol dam. And even according to Rabbi Yehuda, you have a problem because we have another source that he didn't learn it from the extra verse. He learned it from kol. The Tanya Rabbi Yehuda Imer dam. The pasuk says dam matam alemer kol dam. Why does it have to say kol dam? Eily ala dam kachim shan nefesh yotzei. I could have only thought that the original blood that the light goes out with. Shu mechaper dam chulin v'dam tamtzis minayin. How would I know also by dam chulin, by regular mundane blood, or blood that flows out later? How would I know that that's also kares? Tam lemer kol dam. It says kol dam. So now we have a question. What are the 3 times that it says kares by dam? What do we need it for? It's obviously not for dam tamtis. Rabbi Yehuda uses that for he knows that from kol. Elaim echel dam chulin, echel dam kachim, echel dam kisoy. Talking about dam kisoy, that means if it was covered, but then it got uncovered. That blood, if someone eats it together with the dirt, we say that it's still considered blood. So we'll stop here.
I'm confused. What's dam tamtis?
Dam tamtis is not the blood that comes out when the animal dies.